Hey everybody, Superfluous Jay here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and today we are noting that Bill and Tim are the next two people on the list to go up, so Bill and Tim are going to Minmus, and they're going to remember, unlike everybody else, oh, the only thing we have to do is go outside, and this is like one launch we cannot go outside because they're under a fairing, and I don't want to try it. So we're gonna not go outside and get a crew report. Maybe we'll drop someone off on the launch pad or something later. But this is a pretty simple ship, and it's got a very slow to launch sequence. But I did test it, and it makes it to orbit. So we're gonna go and look at this morning. Oh, how beautiful! And if you notice, the sound quality is completely changed right now because I'm recording this in post because the rocket sounds was way too loud for what I was saying, and you can't hear me over them. So I've decided to do a little bit of post episode commentary over the track, which is always my favorite thing to do. You noticed as soon as we launched, the TWR was pretty garbage on this guy, and that's not a big deal in my opinion. The rocket's going to make it into orbit. Spoiler alert. But we're going slow, and I'm coming up through the clouds here. First of all, before we talk about the ascent profile here, I would like to point out how pretty these clouds are in the morning with the sun rising. This is just an amazing launch, and I absolutely love every single thing about it. But this is more of my standard Kerbal Space Program 1 launch, where I start to tip over at 1,000 meters of apoapsis instead of 2,000 meters. And then I try to make it so that when I'm at, when my apoapsis is at 20 kilometers, I'm at 40 degrees pitched over already. They do seem to have tweaked the heating of parts and the air resistance and stuff in the game so that that you can do a slightly more aggressive turnover, and I think that those are smart to do if you can get away with them, because it gets you sideways velocity as fast as possible, and it limits your gravity losses. But anyway, I ditched the outside boosters when they run out of fuel, and then when the inside whatever center stack booster runs out of fuel, I ditch it as well. Now you'll notice here my apoapsis is above the atmosphere, but it is only just above the atmosphere. You'll also notice the tip of my nose cone here is bright red, but it is the fairing, so it's doing its job. So all we have to do now is coast our way up to apoapsis, and I can return to regular recording, at least for now. And we're in space, so let's pop the fairing away. Fairing still goes away weirdly, but what are you gonna do? We got a fairly similar top craft to what went to the moon. We've got the two craft up here. The bottom craft actually has the new lander can, because we have one of those now. It also has docking port here and here, so they're gonna undock, and then he's gonna go down and land and come back up and dock. And then at that point, we're going to stage this away, and then this is the return craft that's going to come home. That's the only stipulation of the Kerpollo program, is they have to dock. It doesn't have to make sense how they dock, which this, of course, does not. It will allow this transfer of science across, though, which is always beneficial. But anyway, let's go ahead and set up our maneuver here to get into orbit. Just need a Ariapsis above the atmosphere, but I'll happily wait till they flip around here. There we go. We've got a 20-second burn starting now. We are good. Let's get these craft to Minmus here. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Like Minmus is just going to be coming around right as we want to get to it, which is always beneficial. Didn't actually plan that, but I'll take credit for it. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a moon encounter. Oh, wait, no, it's a Minmus encounter and a moon encounter. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and focus on Minmus and see if we can make this thing any better by changing time around here. Let's take this down and move back in time. Looks like maybe do that, and then fix the lane change when we're out there. Aloha, Edra. We come, doing the last bit of this just slowly. Gonna get it set basically perfectly. I realize I'm coming in backwards now, but it's a little late because I've already got it. But I do need to do actually, I don't need to do a mid-course correction. Let's go ahead and turn around. We're basically headed prograde, so let's flip this around retrograde, delete our thing. I'm just going to fix it so that we come in from this side, and then we'll just be able to make a quick little... There we go. Min-miss periapsis of 31. That's perfect. Great. Sadly, we still can't place maneuver nodes here. But what are you going to do? What we're going to do here is warp to our min-miss encounter. Okay, we're going to get into a nice little orbit here. Not perfectly equatorial, but you know what? It doesn't have to be. Maybe it'll help us pick a nice place to land. But we are 20-something by 30-something, so let's make it up to 30. Perfect. Let's warp to it. Oh, we got science to do. Let's quickly do it. Because we've never actually been to Minmus before, so getting those reports is good. We're not actually low on Minmus yet, but we will be as we go down to land, so I'm not going to concern myself with that too much. I don't know what low on Minmus is, but it's obviously not 31 kilometers. And note here that the circulation burn is 159 meters per second. We have 500 in the tank, so we have plenty of fuel. The goal of this stage was to get us in orbit of Minmus, which it did. So I'm actually going to use it to at least encounter, you know, like get a ground trajectory so that it crashes on. So I'm going to hit F5 to mark this occasion, and we are going to undock. And we are controlling this, and it is Bill. Bill is going to be landing today. We are heading, looks like this way. Yeah, we're going this way, so we're probably going to wait until we come around here. Maybe we'll land inside this crater. That might be kind of cool. This crater is really cool looking. But I don't want to venture too far, although we have so much fuel. Maybe it would be fun to go up and land in this crater. Or as I know, this might be the crater that's part of the mission. The missions that I don't really want to spoil things. I also don't want to end up in the shadow, and a lot of times this would actually be in the shadow. Well, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't. But you know what? I'm going to. So let's go ahead and create a maneuver plan. Send ourselves way north and way retrograde. Let's go ahead and aim at it. There's Minmus. I love the Minmus music, by the way. I don't know if you can hear it. I've got the music pretty low in the game. I tend to keep music low in games that I play. But the Minmus music is awesome. So go ahead and do this. Lack of stellar exposure. Oh, never mind. I think I'd rather land in the crater that's farther. So let's go ahead and time warp to here. We're coming down. So let's aim retrograde. Surface retrograde. Yeah, we should have plenty of light in this, which is the important thing. This crater, from up here, it looks like there's plenty of light, but I have found that when you land in a crater, you get a lot more shadow when you go there. So I'm going to aim for this spot right here, like right at the bottom, where I'm hoping it's going to be a bit flat. Ish. We of course don't have landing gear. We never do. So I'm going to hit F5. Then I'm going to hit F9. When I say we don't have landing gear, what I mean is I hit G and it didn't work. But now it should. Yes, there we go. And we're coming over the very bottom of the crater here. Basically right here where like these things are is I think roughly the center here, like this whole area. So I'm going to turn off the computer for a second so we're not actually aiming retrograde, because I'm going to basically stop and drop. We have so much fuel, there's no reason to try to be efficient here where we're trying to pinpoint a landing. It's giving it a little bit of thrust. Oh, that's hilarious. I left the engine running. Would you go away, please? Thank you. Okay. Well, that was less than ideal, we'll say. It's not really what I expected. But hey, you know, if it was always what you expected, it would be boring now, wouldn't it? Okay, we're gonna fix our way. He's just heading off into space there. Eventually he'll crash somewhere. Probably. Meanwhile, Bill is starting to fall back to the surface. Not exactly in the center where I wanted to be, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, this is terrible. It's a terrible slope. Go down there. Luckily, we have 468 meters per second in the tank, and you need about 200 to get back into orbit. So we're doing fine. Rather make sure we have a really nice landing spot. Got some rocks to look at. Bill, of course, consummate geologist he is. He's really excited. Still not perfectly flat, but pretty darn close. Basically cannot thrust it enough to not do it. Okay, and we are ready to do some science on the ground. Let the ship kind of figure out which way is up. There we go. That's looking good. Okay, I'm going to hit F5 here because I've had some issues getting out of these ships where, you remember Valentina did that. It's happened more than once that the Kerbal getting out has caused issues. So Bill's going to hop out. We're going to see if he doesn't flip the ship over, which is nice. He's going to go ahead and take his surface sample and his EVA report. I was hoping to be able to see him, but that's right. He actually keeps everything in him. I'm going to go over and check these rocks out just to see. I'm pretty sure that they're not actual things even. But let's smack into them and find out. Do some science of our own. Nope, they don't actually exist. Okay, so there's no reason to stay down here except for the ever-present need to plant a flag. And then, as always, Bill was here. Be cool if it said, like, Bill on his helmet or something like that. And, of course, my flag isn't the flag on there. That's another bug that the game has. What are you going to do? It is now time to launch ourselves to the east to get a 26. He's at 26. So what we want is, he's 26 by 31, which is funny because it was closer to that. We want, say, 15 to 20 is what we're going for. So let's get out of this crater here. Turn the computer back on. We want to go east, which is this way. Launch up, and then 45-degree angle for a little while just to get up over the crater wall. Apoapsis is already 6. I'd like it to be closer to 15. I just want to make sure we get over this wall. I'm trying not to burn too much upward. I'd like most of my burning to be sideways, but I also don't want to die. So I think this is fine. This up to 10 kilometers apoapsis. And then we're just going to aim perfectly sideways. Little jaggedy here. Looks more computer generated jaggedy than actually jaggedy, like purposefully jaggedy, but what are you gonna do? Okay, and we're gonna burn sideways now until our apoapsis is 15. There we go. Still got 265 meters per second, so we are by no means. We went the wrong way. Did we? This is Did we go the wrong way? We went the wrong way. How did I go the wrong way? Well, you know what? This is why you hit F5 before you do things. I'm pretty sure I hit F5 before launching. No, I hit F5 when I landed, so. Okay, so, yeah, east is this way. I'm a moron. East is this way. We're going to tilt over and hit the gas. Get our apoapsis up to... Oh. Turn the computer on. It's always good. Get our... Whoa, that's not what I want to look at. Okay, get our... Get us over the cliff face here. Maybe apoapsis up to 6 kilometers. Seemed about right before. Time warp. At least we got to see both crater walls. This one we might get a little bit closer look at than the other one. Looks like we're gonna make it though. Looks like we made it. Oh, nope, we didn't make it. Okay, let's aim ourselves prograde here. Whoops, not retrograde, prograde. Okay, and oops. Oh, we're in time warp. That's the problem. Why are we going so fast? We're in time warp. Okay, let's get this up to 15 kilometers. And then now we're going the same direction as our other ship. Our apoapsis. We're gonna get a periapsis up to 15 kilometers. There we go. Definitely there. Ah, time warp sped up at the end. Which was nice, because I was getting bored, but at least you didn't have to be bored. Let's go ahead and get this maneuver node done. I'm not going to actually follow it exactly. I'm going to do it myself here. I'm going up. Sounds like he said. Okay, 17 by 15. Totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, now you are our target. So... definitely put that gooey element right in the way here. Fix our normal. You have to fix the normal and the prograde, because as you burn normal, you're changing what normal is. So the normal that you're burning on your maneuver node is not actually correct as far as orbits is concerned. Your orbit is concerned. So we're going to get our normal set, and it looks like we actually have kind of an encounter over here once we do get our normal set. Actually, even better, we have an encounter here. So I think we can maybe fiddle with this and get a real encounter. Let's go ahead and try it. How long do we have before this node? We got 5 whole minutes. Okay, so I'm going to fiddle with this, and I'll be right back. There we go, 248 meters. That was pretty easy, and they're basically coplanar. The orbit's a little bit wonky, but you know what? We got the fuel, so we might as well do it. So let's go ahead, and this one we do want to do pretty close. It's a 5-second burn, so we don't, we're not able to just do it slowly. So I'm going to do it as accurately as possible. We got a solar panel in the sun, which is always important. Okay, 5, 4, 2, 1, go. Aloha Eta. Aloha Eta. That's probably about as close as I can get without fudging it. Let's see what it looks like when we stop this here. We are 22 meters per second, 852 meters apart. I just go a teeny tiny bit, 866. So we're doing worse. So let's leave it like this. Now we should sidle up right next to him if we don't hit him. Which sidling up next to him is, I would like to call Plan A. Hitting him at 13 meters per second hopefully won't be a big deal. But I'm sure Bill knows what he's doing. Wish I had more control over the camera angles. I feel like Kerbal Space Program 1's camera angles were better. A lot of times these things, one thing feels like it's better when actually it's merely different. The VAB is that way. I'm still not used to the VIB, but I do understand that the problem with the VIB is me, not the actual VIB. In this, the camera angles, I think, are inherently worse. Let's go ahead and get into the sun, just so we can see what we're doing. There we go. Now we're in the sun. We're basically stationary next to each other, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and control from here and aim this at you. Set as target. Now in target mode, we are going to aim at our target. And then you are going to control from here. This is your target. We're not going to aim at our target. We are going to aim a retrograde. We don't have RCS on this, so I can't do the cheaty method where you just slow down relative to your target and RCS your way to it. You have to actually... Oops. I guess I can lock on target now, because we're basically going zero next relation to each other. Okay, going towards you. And looks pretty good. And we're docked. We actually did something. We got the flight report like the flight was over. Let's go ahead and close that, because the flight's fairly obviously not over. Now, somehow, I'm not going to say how, but Bill can transfer himself from the Explorer to the tin can. And now we can drop the this off. Now we have plenty of fuel. This is like full of fuel, right? I believe. Let's have 5 to make sure of that. Now we need to undock this in order to complete the contract of Minpollo. But now we need to stage this away. So I'm going to make sure it's not aimed at the ship, and then we're going to stage it away. And now I need to make doubly sure that in our ship here we have the science, because I've had issues with this before. Science. We have all of our science. Yes, we do. Oops. I want that to go away. There we go. Yeah, we have all the science we picked up. Surface samples from Minmis, environment samples, crew observations, low orbit. Yeah, we have all the science. It's just I've had issues, and I don't want to have issues now. So, okay, we're ready to come home, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and set up a maneuver node, as you do. You want your ellipse to basically be from Minmis to Kerbin to actually be good. And we're at 66 kilometers, which obviously we want to be lower than that, but this will get us out of Minmis' sphere of influence. I think we're good with that. Let's go ahead and fast forward to it. It's 160 meters per second. We have 500, so we got plenty. And I have a heat shield on this guy, so he's going to not have any issue coming into the atmosphere. I say right before I quick save before going into the atmosphere. Let's go ahead and get us out of Minmis' sphere of influence. We have no more science on the craft. That's one thing about this. The science stays at Minmis. So when we land, we're not going to get any goodies. I could have brought extra ones along with this one, but is it really worth bothering with? Our carbon periapsis is 32, which is actually about where I was going to put it anyway. But we're going to hit F5. We're going to time warp all the way down to, let's say here. What just happened? I feel like we passed Kerbin or something crazy like that. No, we're still heading down to Kerbin. Okay, let's go ahead and time warp to here. Let's go ahead and aim ourselves retrograde. We are not yet in the atmosphere. Now we are. Watching my periapsis of 32, I'm going to burn up all my fuel. I'm going to stage this away. Overnight. There we go. I think we're going to have the issue with the parachutes as well. Oh, you know what? The problem was I was in time mode. Had nothing to do with it. I still don't know if the parachutes will toggle. I'm going to stage them now. Looks like they do. But a successful mission. Uneventful almost. And yet another water landing, as always. We don't even get the option to recover because it doesn't realize the thing is over because it thinks the mission was over in orbit. Look at all these flags everybody got. Yay, we love this. And of course the participation trophy, which is the most important one of all. Let's go ahead and head back to research and development and see how much science we got. 766. A lot less than you normally get from a Minmus mission. But we were only allowed to land in one biome, so what are you going to do? Let's go ahead and research this node, and we unlock tier 2. Yay. We have to research this node because that's the only one optional. And then we get basically one of these. So do we want fuel lines? Yes. Do we want advanced electronics, which is more probe cores, our favorite Octo 2, better solar panels, expanded construction, bunch of junk. Honestly, we don't need aerial stuff, including the reaction wheel, which would be nice. Really what I want is this. I want this, and I can't get it until I do all these. So it doesn't matter which one of these I unlock. So the question is, do I want better solar panels, or do I want fuel lines? And I think we all know the answer is I want fuel lines. So I'm going to just research that because we can do asparagus staging and stuff like that once we get those. So that's what we're taking to wherever we're going next. We do have the bigger return vessel, which is nice because that means we can actually we can stop doing that stupid thing where we stack up 2 ships, which is nice. So next time we're going, I don't know where we're going. It's either going to be Duna or oops, sorry about that if I bumped the mic. It's either going to be Duna or Dres. I really don't know which one, but those are the 2 easiest ones to get to. I think I'm probably going to go for Duna. I'm sorry, Dres, because I want to get atmospheric science before I go to Duna, because why go to a place with atmosphere if I can't get atmospheric science from it? So we'll do Dres, and if we have to, we'll do Elu, and if we really have to, we'll do Moho. But that's coming up next time. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm Superfluous J, and I will, as always, talk at you later.